So who is Emperor Metals? Well, we're actually a new gold exploration company. We have our flagship property is the Duquesne West Gold Project in Quebec. We're in a Tier 1 mining district, and our ticker symbol is AUOZ on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Who am I? Well, my name is John Florek. I'm the president and CEO of this company. I have plus 30 years of experience in production and exploration. I worked for both juniors and majors. In the juniors, I was vice president of exploration, director, founder. In the majors, I worked for companies like BHP, Placer Dome, Barrick Tech. Most recently, I was up at Detour Lake Gold, chief geologist. We built some models that really helped the company become profitable, and some of the work that I'm going to show you here is kind of based on some of that stuff. Detour was an interesting acquisition by Kirkland Lake and now Agnico Eagle. Here are some forward-looking statements. I'm sure you're familiar with all these disclaimers. Everybody's gone through them with you numerous times. So if you're not familiar with our company, we have 48 million shares outstanding. We have $3 million in the bank. We have 56 million shares fully diluted. Management and friends and family own about 35% of the company. So like I said, we have the Duquesne West Gold Project in Quebec. Currently, there's a historical resource of 727,000 ounces of 5.42 grams per ton. The average width is 5.7 meters. In today's dollars term, there's over 100,000 meters that were drilled on the property, so about $20 to $30 million historically have been spent, drilling this deposit out, and it still has a lot of room for expansion. So our plan is to further grow this deposit in the near term. We plan on doing a Q2 drilling program, about 10,000 meters, when we have an option to earn 100% interest in this property. We're also a proud member of the Metals Group. And if you're not familiar with the Metals Group, they have a history of taking single-digit market caps to triple-digit million-dollar market caps. So it's exciting to be part of this group. Their validation, is a testament to the validity of this project and the technical merits. So where are we located? Well, we're located in the southern Abitibi. Let me see. So there's two main breaks in the southern Abitibi where these breaks basically the plumbing system that introduced gold to the district. And this bottom one is Cadillac Larder Lake Fault. The northern one is Porcupine-Dester Fault. And we're located just across the border from Ontario, eastward of the Timmins camp in Quebec, north of Rouen-Noranda. So it's exciting because these breaks have produced over 200 million ounces of gold so far. So it is a world-class jurisdiction. I see an emergent story happen where our deposit is located. Basically, in 2022, First Mining announced 5+ million ounces of gold of indicated and inferred. Moneta Gold announced 12+ million ounces of indicated and inferred. And with Emperor, that's about 20 million ounces of indicated and inferred gold. So it's ripe for a potential consolidation in the future. So that's what excited me about when I looked at this property initially. As mentioned, we're in one of the world's most prolific gold mining districts. We're on the Porcupine-Dester Fault. It's historic. Many high-grade gold deposits in that district. And we're in Quebec. It's one of the best mining tax acts. Supports all companies in all phases of the mining cycle. You can deduct up to, individuals in Quebec can deduct up to 120% of their cost for investment through the flow-through share system. And we're in a politically stable and strong First Nation jurisdiction. So prior to acquiring this property, this deposit was somewhat obscured. There's all sorts of reports, and there was like 2D cross sections, and one really didn't get a sense of what the potential exploration was for this deposit. So some of the work that I've been doing with majors was artificial intelligence. So to make a proper evaluation, I grabbed all the historical data and I set it up to put it into an artificial intelligence program to create the first 3D model so we can really evaluate what the exploration potential was for this deposit. And what happened, this is the first example of one of our artificial intelligence models. It really illuminated the opportunities for expansion. We have some strong plunge lines that are trending for gold mineralization, down dip, along plunge, and along strike. What is the best place to explore for new gold? Well, on the margins of a high-grade gold deposit, you're going to reduce your risk in exploration. So it's really exciting to get a property like this that has that strong potential. Right now, that shows about $2 billion of in-ground value. No work has been done on this property for the last 10 years. And because the price of gold escalated, this deposit is high grade enough that it's very sensitive. It increased by $500 million of in-ground value gold. So that's a really good sensitivity if you believe in gold. So what I also did was, just to validate the model, I created some stopes. It's called stope optimization. So basically you set certain criteria. So if you were going to potentially think of a mine in the future, you'd have a minimum of 2.5 meters mining width. We wanted 3 gram per ton cutoff with a 30 gram cap. And we looked at what would the stopes that are economical look like. So this is what the economical stopes would look like. Broad picture, it kind of confirms what we see in the previous model. Nice strong plunge, a range of possibility of targets. You can see a lot of stuff is open here. So we want to continually grow that deposit. But more importantly, it does show us like what's the grade look like for a type of deposit like this. So basically, as you can see, that those stopes, here's just an example. Look at some of the thicknesses. It's pretty impressive. You got 15 grams per ton over 14 meters, 13 grams per ton over 19 meters, or some of the higher grade portions, 22 grams per ton for 5 meters. More importantly, this deposit can be viewed as a really high grade supplemental feed to some existing infrastructure in the area. So when you have capital costs that are escalating, if this is a supplemental feed for any of the mining complexes in the area, there's quite a few, Newmont and Eco, some of the major players in this district. But if you would have a low capex because you don't have to build a tailings dam or a mill. So that's huge because you have a huge payback, good rate of return, and a healthy NPV for a project like this in the future. So our plan is to double the resource in the near term. So right now, our plan is Q2. We want to do 10,000 meters worth of drilling, and we're right now looking at all the historical logging. There was about 5 or 6 different companies that actually worked the property, and we're trying to normalize all that geological information and build the first ever geological model, append that to the mineralized AI model that we created. So we're pretty excited to finish that model so we can understand the controls to mineralization and pick the best targets. And as mentioned, we're a metals group company. John Williamson is the chairman of the board. So he's known to have a savvy technical team behind him. So we're really happy to be able to join this team. And so why invest? Just to review, last slide pretty much. We're in a good jurisdiction. We have roads, we have mills, highly trained workforce in the area. It's one of the most prolific gold mining districts in the world. We have an existing historical resource, 727,000 ounces, 5.42 grams per ton. And you saw some of the stopes were significantly higher and significantly thicker, so that attests to maybe a quick payback in the future. It's a significant potential, as I just outlined. We used AI technology right off the bat. That gave us an advantage. And so there's 8 gold zones. So, yeah, we're pretty excited to have your support in this new venture, new company. And that's it, I guess.